Hi great people, welcome back aboard Flight V Mode. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you're an oldie, thank you very much for sticking with us. We absolutely appreciate. So now, previously I had given the episode of how I lost my mom, and I'd promised to have a part 2 episode where I'll talk about the grief process. So disclaimer first of all is that I'm not a counselor and I'm not giving this advice from a professional point of view. I'm just talking from my own experience. I'm talking about what worked for me and what did not work for me. And also it's also, I think, very important that I let you know that it's just been 4 months since she passed on, so I'm pretty sure the process takes a lot longer than 4 months. So this is just up to where I am. I'm pretty sure getting over a loved one, if you ever get over a loved one, takes years. So yeah, so there's that I wanted to just make sure we are clear on. So I had recounted the events leading to her passing on in the previous episode. So in this episode, I wanted to quickly go from where I left off, which is at the point where she passed on, and I'll go very quickly now to the grieving process. So she passed on, and then from there it was just the usual making arrangements to make sure that the funeral went on well. So we were very busy during that process, and for me, what I say is I was just numb. I was so numb. I didn't feel much. I think didn't cry much during that time because it was a very busy time, and then you're with people throughout. I was just numb. And then now, so we got to the funeral and finished the whole funeral process, and now everyone moved on to their places. Like all my siblings moved back to where they live. I, of course, moved back. And I think for me, I feel like that's where the process actually began. And as soon as I arrived in my house, I remember I was really tired from the whole process. So I slept a good 24 hours. We arrived on Sunday at 1 p.m. I slept till Monday at 1 p.m. Yeah, so and then for me now, the first feeling that I felt was a very overwhelming feeling of guilt. I was so guilty. I knew, logically, I knew that I had done whatever I could do for her, but then emotionally I was very guilty. I was feeling like we should have had more meaningful conversations. Like every time she tried to tell me, because she did try to tell me severally that it might be the end for her, I will tell her, no, forget about that. You will get better. So I wish we had meaningful conversations where we talked about our love for each other and all that. But, well, we didn't. So I was very guilty. The next feeling that I had was an overwhelming feeling of anger. I was angry. I wasn't angry at any particular person, and no, I wasn't angry at God, but I was really angry. So I would lash out at people, I'd shout and scream at people around me. Yeah, so, and then after that, not after that, these are emotions that I felt concurrently. And then I also felt fear for some reason. I was scared, afraid of the unknown. I don't know what I was scared of, but I was afraid. I kept panicking. I would feel like I'm having a panic attack. So yeah, so there's that. So now how I overcame it is I gave myself a period of grieving. So I told myself that mom passed on 31st of December. I told myself that I was going to mourn her for exactly 1 month, mourn her aggressively. Of course, the mourning process can't end that quickly, but I gave myself exactly 1 month. So I told myself the 31st of January would be up to the point when I'll have to get myself together and move on. So yeah, so I gave myself the time frame, and I feel like it was a good thing. But I did during during that 1 month, I might have overindulged in alcohol consumption, which is not a plan at all, because you feel so sad, then you just take a glass of wine, and then it continues, and then at the end of the day you've drunk a little too much, and then what happens is that you actually end up getting really sad. So you drink a bit, you get really sad, and then you might cry or whatever, and then now you sleep. The following day is worse. You sink deeper into that hole. So no alcohol and drugs. I did not do drugs, but alcohol and drugs are definitely not an option when you're mourning. So yeah, so I did that. I tried to pray, but a lot of times I was so weak in spirit that I couldn't pray. So when I felt really weak in spirit, I'll talk to a few people to pray for me, and I also listen to the Atomic Power of Prayer. It's a prayer that is on YouTube. It's a really good prayer, and she prays for every aspect of your life. So it's a really good prayer. So you just sit and listen in, and it feels like you're just praying together. So it helps. Even when Mom was sick and I couldn't pray, I would just listen to the Atomic Power of Prayer. Very powerful prayer. You can check it out on YouTube. The other thing that I did was I engaged in talking to my family, because we had encountered the loss together. So it made sense to like call my siblings, and unfortunately for me, I'm not very near where we can go and talk. So we'll talk, engage in long video calls and conversations, and we still do, by the way, and talk and laugh about things that Mom said or did. And it really does help to know that you're sharing it with someone who's probably feeling, though it's definitely from different perspectives, but someone who's feeling your loss. So it helps to talk about it to someone. So good to keep them alive by talking about them, by having pictures of them, telling, for us guys, I feel like it's really important that we talk to our kids about both my mom and my mother-in-law, because unfortunately my children will never experience grandmother's love. So yeah, so it's really important that we keep them alive. So we'll definitely try to do those things, keep them alive for ourselves and our children. My sister did counseling. My sister and her kids actually engaged in counseling, and they say counseling also really helped them. I did not do counseling. At some point I wanted to do counseling, but I think I felt like I managed to recollect myself before I did counseling. So I did not do counseling, but counseling is definitely an option for anyone going through the grieving process, because it helped my sister and my nieces a lot. So yeah, you could do that. I don't know how my brothers coped. I know one of my brothers might have drank a little too much too. My other brother, I don't know how he coped. My dad, I don't know. So if when Corona is over, and if I'm able to access them at some point, maybe we can discuss and see how they coped differently. My other sister, we feel like we make fun of her. I know she's not going to be so happy, but we make fun of her that she's, I don't know if she has really dealt with the issue. I don't know if she's, I don't know if she's just the absolute optimist or a bit of an avoider as well. Because when Mom passed on, her friend called her and asked her, so menda hospitali kuona Mom? And then she said, apana. Kwa nini hamjaenda? Then she says, hakuna haja. Mmemwongelesha kwa simu? Ati hapana. Kwa nini hawezi kuongea? So my sister might be avoiding. I hope she's dealt with it. Avoiding is definitely not one way of dealing with the issue. I think you need to just encounter it head on, fall hard, and move on. So yeah, so there's that. If you've encountered the loss of a loved one, kindly let us know below here how you dealt with it, or how you're still dealing with it. If there are any other tips that you'd like to give, kindly do give us. We will definitely appreciate. And if you like this, kindly subscribe. We do have interesting stuff. This was just one of those serious episodes. So thank you very much. Have a good one.